6,290 miles. That's how far we are from the beautiful subtropical island called Okinawa, Japan. Surrounding the island is the East China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. It is 66 miles long and an average of 7 miles wide, with an area of 466 square miles. Okinawa has a beautiful, sad history worth learning about. It is a place that I have had the honor of calling my home, and it is a place that I'd like to share with you through its history, its involvement in World War II, and its present day. Okinawa wasn't always Japanese. It had its own independent dynasty that played a crucial role in building the East Asian shipping networks. Okinawans are ethnically different from Japanese people, as they have more ancestry from the Hmong people, who were hunter-gatherers that once inhabited all of Japan. It wasn't until the 19th century that Japan had gained control of the island. In the article, A History of Okinawa by Island Guide, tells us the story of British Captain Basil Hall, who visited Okinawa, with him stating that the Ryukyus are a utopia. The people are highly civilized, and they are anything but greedy, and look to be completely satisfied with their lives. This is a statement that I highly agree with. The Okinawa people are one of the most kind-hearted people that I've ever had the honor of meeting. That's what makes what happened to them in World War II even more heartbreaking. World War II broke out in the Pacific in 1941. And Okinawa was the tragic scene of the only battleground fought in Japan, resulting in the death of 1/4 of the island's population. A lot of the Japanese troops and civilians believed that Americans took no prisoners, and that they'd be killed or raped on the spot if captured. Many hid in caves, sick, starving, and afraid. Historically, many of these caves are called the suicide caves, because the people in them were forced by Japanese soldiers to take their own life than to be captured by American troops. In the article, Civilians on Okinawa, edited by Eric Gulliver, he informs us that during the end stages of the war, about 7,000 Japanese soldiers surrendered. Many chose death by suicide. Some jumped from high hills, and some blew themselves up with grenades. When the war was over, Okinawa became part of the U.S., and we had control over the island for 27 years. Okinawa became Americanized, so much so that at one point, the currency was dollars instead of yen. However, thankfully, the U.S. ended its rule on May 15th, 1972, and Okinawa was once again a part of Japan. Although the U.S. did not rule, Although the U.S. does not rule over there, it is a heavy military presence that is still on the island to help with its defense. Many of the locals have mixed feelings about the American presence. The elders of the island want the Americans gone, so much so that they hold peaceful protests outside the entrance of the gates, stating that they want the jets gone. A lot of the younger Okinawans like the American presence because it is good for tourism, and they also like to party with them. You can do many things on the island of Okinawa. Its warm climate makes it a popular beach destination where scuba diving is extremely popular. And it's home to the world's second largest aquarium, which holds the Guinness World Record of the world's largest aquarium windows. The people of Okinawa are one of the healthiest people in the world, where their life expectancy of an Okinawa woman is 86 years old, and a man's is 78. In the article, Okinawa, the healthiest place on earth, by Hello Care, they tell us that there are more than 450 people there that are over the age of 100. It is also concluded that on average they spend 97% of their lives free of any disease or disabilities. If you are curious as to how they live so long, it's because their diet is rich with soy-based foods, such as tofu and miso soup. They consume on average at least 7 servings of vegetables daily and an equal number of grains, many of which are whole grain. The Okinawan lifestyle also emphasizes daily physical activity and meaningful eating practices. 6,290 miles. My heart aches to go back, but I hope that by sharing its history, its place in the war, and its present day life, that you guys would also make the decision of traveling.